All right, so I'm just going to talk a little bit this morning about God and business. We own North Star Farms, and North Star Farms is a poultry homestead. We have raised white American breasts now for years and years, and we are specialty breeders. We are the breeders of white American breasts in the United States. And about 3, 4 years into it, we discovered feed that really changed everything. And being accountable to God and accountable to what we had, we decided we were going to stick with this feed only the best, breed only the best, keep only the best, learn everything we could about poultry, and be honorable in everything that we did with our customers, with our business agreements, with our flocks, be as transparent as we could about everything. We had trade secrets and things like that we kept hidden, like every business does. But for the most part, we were sharing everything that we knew, learned, and it was all within the context of being honorable and above board and being transparent with our customers, being transparent with other breeders, learning everything we could, applying it immediately, finding out about ventilation and going and putting in fans right away, finding out about peat moss on the floors and putting peat moss on the floors. And we spent a lot of energy and a lot of funds doing that, mostly on the feed regiment. And we knew that we wanted our birds to live long and prosper and produce lots of meat and eggs. And we wanted the best birds we could. So we did huge grow outs, culled down and got the best birds and kept going. Had a closed flock. Everything was going really well, especially after we're kind of bumped into the sort of fame, I guess, when we had a YouTube couple get some birds from us and do some YouTube videos about our farm and about our birds. And they raised up this group of birds, and we had an influx of customers, which was just incredibly wonderful. And a special shout out there to Living Traditions Homestead and Kevin and Sarah, because they really changed our lives in a humongous way. And as we had those birds start to really get everywhere, we knew that we were called to feed God's people and get those birds to every state in the United States, to get them into Canada as soon as we could, to get them anywhere else. We ended up sending some birds to the Philippines, to Puerto Rico, to Hawaii, to Alaska. We had people reach out to us from Canada. We had people reaching out to us from Mexico. It was incredible. And with all things like that, there's kind of this big bump in your business, and you start to kind of get some big britches, and you think, oh, wow, we're really being blessed here, and this is going to prosper and be amazing, and prospecting ahead and thinking about everything that's going to come about. And then there was some events that happened that crashed that. And yet we were still feeding these birds the very best feed, spending a lot of money, feeding a lot of birds. And we made the decision to keep feeding our birds that feed, irregardless of our situation. We ate a large group of birds. We got rid of some birds. We culled down our flock. We kept the best of the best. But in the mix of all of that, our pride got too big. And we went from this high point of really selling a lot of birds and having a big dream to barely scraping by. Still mixing that feed, still feeding the birds the best that we could, and yet having almost no sales at all. So there was not money coming in anymore for that time frame, and my husband had to go back to work. And when he went back to work, things really crashed and burned as far as emotions and as far as mental state of mind. And it was just completely different place without Buddy here, without the supervisor here, without the infrastructure guy here, without the moral support and the mental support and the physical support of having him mixing the feed and him being involved in every aspect of farming. And it came to a low point, to the point that we decided we needed to move. We needed to find a bigger property. We needed to find another place where we could do grow outs and have them on pasture and do things differently. And we ended up moving our flocks to Texas. And those flocks went to Texas into the care of a friend of ours at the time. And it was with the understanding that they would be fed that same feed. They would be kept on the regiment. They would be following the trade secrets to the letter. All sorts of understandings were in the mix there, but that is not what happened. So these birds went. Meanwhile, we were trying to sell our house. We had a couple of offers on our house that fell through. We were struggling greatly to try to get moved to Texas. And in the meantime, the birds were in Texas and being taken care of and kept alive, but not fed as we had asked and not taken care of as we had asked. And birds were being shipped anyway in our name, but they were not the quality that we wanted, and they were not being taken care of as we would want. And so we ended up taking a drive back to Texas and bringing all of the flocks back to North Carolina. And in North Carolina, we were very glad to have them back. They were not doing very well. They were quite sick. Had not been on the right feed. They had gout. They were just in sad condition. And they were not, and they never did lay correctly after that. They just had taken too much of a hit over that year. And so it has been now more than a year of getting the birds back healthy, getting them back on the correct feed, and doing a grow out of those birds so that we can replace that flock with a fresh new group of the genetics. So our pride was that we didn't tell people what was going on. We just kept quiet and we endured through, got the birds back and got them back to North Carolina, and then tried to pick up the pieces. And in the mix of that was a piece that we didn't talk about. And that piece was the fact that I had DID and I had multiple personality disorder. And so there was 25 of me in my head that were going by the name of Jen to all the customers, taking care of the birds, trying to deal with everything, trying to deal with this former friend in Texas, trying to deal with everything that was happening at the same time as going through inner healing and transformation. And during that year that the birds were gone, Jen, the House of Jen, we called it, with all 25 altars, was processing and healing and working through a lot of trauma at a very quick rate. And we got the birds back, and all of that healing came to a massive head on August the 24th, 2025. And the House of Jen completely folded within upon itself, and I integrated completely. So, August 2025 was a huge month. I went from being 25 different personalities to only one. And there is no more Jen. Jen is gone, and so is the whole House of Jen. And there's just me now. So my husband went from having 25 wives to one. And that is a miracle. That's God's miracle. I am God's miracle. So I am grateful for the time that the birds were not here under our care, that healing could happen. And I'm grateful that they are back. And I am grateful that we are back up and going and making feed and selling birds and selling chicks and selling eggs, and now have all the supplies for all of poultry needs on our website. And we are ready and and waiting for 2026 to see what the new year brings to us. But I think it's important for you to know that North Star Farms is far more than simply a veteran and woman owned, Christian family owned business. We are determined to do all of this with honor. They are God's birds. They are my Father's birds. And they are in every state in the United States. We did what we were asked to do. And those birds will feed many people in the days to come and many generations in the days to come if the folks take care of them. They will be wonderful birds. And they will be everywhere in the United States. And Jen in the house of Jen did that. Buddy did that. The kids did that. My 6 kids. And yet, if you didn't have the other side of the story and you didn't know what happened and what was happening, you would not know the whole of North Star Farms and what we have been through and what we have come through and how different we are now this year and what 2026 has the potential to be. Because I am now one person. I am not struggling anymore with mental illness. I am an integrated, whole, one person, no DID at all, no dissociation, no trauma triggers. I am healed, and it took 50 years of this life to become what I am today. And I am a new and complete and different person. And I am Jennaveve Rose. So if you get an email from me and it says Jennaveve, you'll know that it's me. And I just wanted to be sure that you knew what it was that you had supported and what it was that you walked through with us without even knowing. Some of you did, a few of you did. But in general, no one really knew the true and depth of the story of North Star Farms. And that we were called to feed God's people all over the United States, Canada, and Mexico as God opens the doors. And that we have done that with honor, and we have done that with integrity, and we have done that with the best of our capacity. We have done that to the point of breaking the bank. We have done that to the point of pride and then humbling. And we have done that with all of the love and grace and mercy of God behind us. And we look forward to 2026. We look forward to all our new customers, all our returning customers. And we just wanted to say hello and introduce ourselves one more time. The last time, hopefully. Yes, for sure. It's over. It's done. I am one. There's only me. And now Buddy and I are offering feed, mixing feed, selling it locally. We'll have a group of grow-outs, and we will have laying hens and young roosters for butcher. We will have a full freezer once more and a canning shelf full again. And we look forward to meeting our new North Star family and reconnecting with all the folks that brought us this far with great gratitude and thanks. To every challenge, to every bit of it, God was in the mix. God was in control the entire time. There was not a single iota of it that was outside of his will or his control. He brought us through, and he has us on the other side, on the glory side, as we say, of this whole entire thing. And there's something very beautiful when you can look back over over your shoulders with 2020 eyes and say, 2020, I see what you did, Father. I see what you're doing, and I'm looking forward to what you have next for us. So if you are one of our customers, or you want to be one of our customers, or you just want to know more of the story, you can find us at northstarbreasts.com. I'll put that in the comment section below. You'll be able to find us. And feel free to reach out to us. Don't call me, please. Just text. There's too much going on here. I'm sneaking in between a doctor's appointment and chores time right now just to make this video. We are very, very busy. We have 6 kids and we homeschool and we have a busy, busy life. But we will make time as we can for you. And we want to bless you and tell you that North Star Farms is far more than a little homestead poultry business. We are God's people, and we are looking to feed God's people. And we have been brought many, many miraculous, wonderful friends in the last 2 years that have blown our minds. You have blown our minds, the blessing that you all have been. And you know who you are. God is good. His mercies endure forever. And he has plans of how he is going to feed his nation and his people, how he is going to supply all things at all times, how he's going to make all things work together for good for those that love the Lord. Everything is in his hands, and we trust him going forward. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, God bless you all, and thank you for listening. This is Jennaveve Rose of North Star Farms, and my husband Buddy is a Navy vet, and we have a 20% discount for all veterans. Please speak up if you are a vet family. We'd be happy to honor you. And we are Alaskan, but we are in North Carolina, and we are very proud of our Alaskan heritage. So any of y'all Alaskans, we have free shipping for you because we know what it means to be up in Alaska and pay out the nose for shipping up there. And now we are in the lower 48 in the south, in a totally different country, but we never lost our Alaska roots. We love you all, and we bless you up there in the 907. Try to stay warm. Make sure you got your good boots and your hats and your wool. We love you all. We miss the mountains. No snow here. Almost Christmas and no snow. I miss the mountains, but I do not miss digging my car out of 12 feet of snow. And I really do like my warm pool in the summer. So we have the best of both worlds. We're from the north. We're in the south. We've seen the world. And we are here to bring the white American breasts, our trademarked North Star Gauloise, to anyone and everyone who is looking for a beautiful, wonderful, dual-purpose chicken, the standard bred chicken. If you need feed, if you need eggs, if you need any supplies, you need butchering equipment, you need knives, you need coats, you need jackets, you need farm equipment, let us know, and we will hook you up. We'll help you out, and we'd be glad to mentor you on your journey going forward into 2026 with your poultry flocks. So we bless you. Have a wonderful, amazing day, and God bless.